We have Aubrey, who's the eldest, Will's the second, and then we have the twins. So the first time I guess we had any experience with palliative care was actually with Will. He ended up spending the first 3 years of his life in hospital. He had a lung disease that we didn't know about, and he just wasn't getting any better, and they had spoken to us and said our best option at the moment. We've tried everything that to look into palliative care. We were referred to very special kids. They would help manage it there, but also more of, I guess, like a family-friendly environment. They were looking after him and managing that end of life for us, but we could also stay there until, I guess, it happened.
I guess with grief and bereavement, it's not a linear process. So families come into our service at a point, that may be at the point of diagnosis for their child, it may be a bit further down the track, it may be at the point of end of life as well. So depending on where they're at, we will meet those needs at that time. Some of it can be quite practical support, and others it can be quite emotional and therapeutic support, or it might be connecting them with other families to help them feel less isolated.
Luckily for Will, his doctor came in one day and said that, look, if you do these things, then his lung disease will get better as he gets older. There was a few things that we changed with his care, and he made it, and he's now 11. That's not our only experience with palliative care. I got pregnant, and I felt like that we'd been through so much with Will that when we found out we were having the twins, that this was kind of a reward for going through that really hard time. And I remember actually thinking, like, I think this is going to be okay. We found out that one of the twins had a hypoplastic left heart. Only half of her heart had developed. Once she was born, she would need some surgeries. Unfortunately, Elle wasn't at the weight to have those surgeries. We had spoken with VSK, which again was amazing, about deciding to go home and managing it. So we had Anna, who came over, I think she called every day, but she came every couple of days, and I remember Anna brought a huge thing of craft and did it with Aubrey.
Anna is one of our family support practitioners, and she really, is a beautiful representation of what that team do. Family support practitioners have got that background in psychotherapy or social work, and have a pretty profound knowledge and understanding of grief and loss. So they're able to give families the tools and resources to help them navigate what's happening in your body, in your mind, emotionally, physiologically even, after the death of a child.
Elle ended up passing away when she was 13 days old at home. I didn't want to cry because I thought I'd never stop. I went and sat in the wardrobe because it was dark, it was quiet, no one could find me, and I was just literally just sobbing and sobbing. Anna is literally, she's an angel. And I know that sounds so corny, but I could have called her any time of day or night in that early period when I was really, really struggling, and it would not have been an issue. She's the one that made me get out of the wardrobe that day, and she's like, it's okay, she's like, just let it out in little bits. Even now, years later, I know that if it wasn't for very special kids and the support that they give and continue to give us, there is absolutely no way I would have made it through. I actually don't even want to think about it.
After hearing Mel's story, I accompanied her to Very Special Kids. This paediatric palliative care service supports Will, and he also stays in the hospice here for respite. Sadly for other families, they may come here at the end of their child's life. This is Victoria's only children's hospice, and it is currently being rebuilt to better meet the complex needs of children with life-limiting conditions. Very Special Kids also helps Aubrey and Leo through its sibling program.
Respite is basically, we call it Wil's holiday, but it is a house, and if I need a break or I want to take the other two kids on a holiday or anything like that, Wil can go and stay there, and it's really fun. We can't really mention Very Special Kids to him because he will go and pack his bag because he thinks he's going to stay there. It is his favourite place in the whole world. Aubrey's been the most. She went to the sibling day and on the way home she's like, I'm not the only one. And I was like, what do you mean? She's like, the other kids there, like their brother or sister died as well. And I hadn't realised. She's like, I don't know anyone at my school. And I had absolutely no idea that that's how I guess she'd felt about it. Just having people that actually get it and actually understand it for it makes a huge difference. With Leo, he knows that he had this sister and he doesn't have those memories, but he still has the feelings. I feel like he can come and then he can talk about it as well.
We'd look at the family as a whole system and recognise that each individual within that system will have their own unique experience and connection and response to that loss. Often it's working with siblings and really depending on where they are in the birth order, and their experience will be very different, their understanding will be very different and their needs. So we're there to then address those individual needs as much as we can with different services.
We don't know what Wil's prognosis is going to be. One day we may be coming here for end-of-life care, but at the moment it's just all fun.
Are you ready?
He's loved it so much. I think it'd probably be hard for some people to understand when I say that I'm grateful for the experience, but I say I'm grateful because it's allowed me to live a life that I want to be living.